Okay, everybody, hello again, and welcome back to my channel. And let's talk about paint for beginners. Now, I'm no paint extraordinaire, so I'm just going to try to make this as comprehensive as I can for you, so you too can paint your own figures or weapons, parts, etc. So first off, I just want to start by saying um, I'm so flattered by a commenter. He told me he's like, "Are you airbrushing this?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm using cans of paint, spray cans. Um, the colors I will be using, I will show you on later in the video." So first off, I just wanted to start by saying that this was my first project. I did want the demonical fit, or not the demonical fit. I'm sorry, the event exclusive, and I never could get it. And I knew the price was already high by the time I looked. It was there. Looked at that figure. So I went ahead and bought DF's Majin Buster. Now this was the first pearlescent power up I ever did for the series of videos that I'm posting. It did come out pretty good. It did have I did go in there gung ho, and I was like, nah, I gotta paint it. I gotta paint it. And it didn't look that great before, but I have since corrected what it looks like. So there's that. The demonical fit figure was the first ever pearlescent power up I ever did. So I actually moved on to another project that I had. I wanted, a better key blast effect for the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because I know the one that they put out with the figure was not the greatest at all. So I went ahead and bought this key ball effect on AliExpress. Actually, what I did was I modified the ends because they were very long, so I modified the ends a little bit shorter. I cut them off with some Gunpla nippers, and I actually drilled a hole right in there for Vegeta to hold the key ball effect, and I painted it. The paint I used was a translucent green for polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is a clear plastic that is used for racing cars and for skylights, I believe. So it's a clear plastic, so polycarbonate, and this is not, I know, not polycarbonate. It's just a clear plastic, but it did work very well. That paint with this key ball effect that I modified, and I did spray some pearl white on there. You can see it, just to give it a final shine. So, and this final shine effect goes really well with my Vegeta. So this was the second thing I've ever painted, and it actually came out pretty well. And I'm happy it came out like this because it looks a lot better on Vegeta now. So when you start painting, don't be all gung ho and say, "Oh, I gotta paint this. I gotta paint this." Practice first on something with the spray can. Take your time and practice. This was, I did have to correct it, and the DF head looks a lot better now. So what I did was, for the first time ever, I went out and I looked for a model kit. I never looked for model kits at all before. I know Gundam's available. I know there's other stuff too, anime characters that you can make and stuff like that. I actually found this by Bandai, actually. It's called the 30 Minutes Fantasy Rosen Fighter. And this is the box. I'm going to show you the box. This was my starting point in painting, pretty much. So this is the box. Rosen Fighter. 30 Minutes to Fantasy. Or 30 Minutes Fantasy. And here's what the figure looked like prior to paint. Had purple or magenta, and it was like a flat gray, dark gray color. So, and the good thing about these, they come in different classes. So you have fighter, lancer, archer, Sorcerer. There's all kinds. I think there's like seven or different eight classes that they have. I'm not sure, six to seven classes, eight classes, and you can build this yourself. And this actually was my starting point in painting, just to test my abilities in painting. And it's always good to maybe get an old figure or start with a kit and start painting with that with the spray can. I did a phenomenal job on this. Very phenomenal job. I did a gunmetal and a candy lime green because I wanted to see how it would look with this color combo. This guy looks amazing. I absolutely love how he came out. So this was my starting point. So basically, all I did was assemble the kit, and then I disassembled it completely. I didn't glue anything. I disassembled it, and I painted each piece individually. You want to do that so you can increase your paint skills. So I would always say start with a kit. I recommend this kit. This kit is probably not well known. So yeah, pick up a Rosen Fighter kit or a Rosen Lancer, Rosen Knight, Rosen Archer, Sorcerer, etc. So there's a bunch of kits. 30 Minutes Fantasy. So by Bandai, and this is my starting point. This was my starting point, and I was absolutely blown away by the paint apps that I did on this. Absolutely blown away. So then I started to think, well, I want to go and paint some of my hair sculpts off my Dragon Ball Z figures, and so I did. I have here on my right the latest, and here on my left, stuff that I painted prior to going to head sculpts completely. So I just want to show off this crossbow that I got. I believe Little Armory. It's an old model kit that you might not find anymore. I always thought to myself, you know what? I want to paint. You know what? My Mafex Huntress doesn't have a bow, and she never came with one. So I decided to paint one, and I actually used a anodized purple on the body of this bow here, and it absolutely looks amazing. I never painted the rest of the body. I have yet to consider what colors I want to use, especially the scope. I'll probably leave it black, but I'm not sure yet. But this is how it came out. Absolutely amazing. Let's see if I can get some more light in there. If you can see it. So that's what it looks like. Absolutely amazing job on this 1/12 scale weapon. I don't know if it's still available, and I forgot. I think I had the kit box for a while, but I actually sold the remainder of the kit because it came with a silencer gun and it came with a briefcase or something like that. So yeah, there's that. That's another project I did. Anodized purple. It was very good. It came out good. And also for the Rosen Fighter, I used a gunmetal, I believe I said, and a candy lime green. So that's how that came out. Now for the right, we have one of my latest ones is the Pearlescent Power Up 4 Vegeta on the 3.0 or version 3 body by Beastides. Now, I know one commenter said on my also said, why don't you paint the eyebrows and the sideburns? It doesn't bother me that much because the color in person, you can tell there's a difference, but it doesn't bother me too much to paint. I know. And another thing, I am severely lacking in brush skills. So, excuse me. So I never painted the eyebrows and the sideburns. I would love to do it, but maybe in the future I might probably just go over with some clear paint and just leave it like that. I could paint it, but this came out absolutely amazing. All with a spray can. Excuse me. So yeah, there's that. And then next, I actually did this Vegito by OC Toys. I did the hair sculpt. I did it just in a clear pearl. I did not use any other paint. I could not find the correct code color for this hair. I wanted to use some kind of pearl, but that's how it came out. And I absolutely love how this came out. Actually, it's got like it's almost got like a white hue on the tips. I think I kind of did overspray a little bit, or a medium coat, which I shouldn't have. But overall, it looks amazing. It looks very good. So there's that. And next we have the newest, or not newest, but the more recent paint that I did was for this Gogeta. This came out absolutely amazing. It's kept the shading. It came out amazing. Sorry, there's cat hair there. Sorry about that. So yeah, this came out absolutely amazing. I loved how I painted this. This came out very well. I cannot stop staring at it because it looks so good. Anyways, so now I will get into what you will need to do to start painting. So first, you can go to your local hobby store or on Amazon and get some alligator clips. This is what you will need to paint, and of course your spray paint. So first of all, we have the this one. We have TS45. This is by Tamiya Color. That's what I start with my base. Only if you're going to do Super Saiyan, I start this with my base color. And next, you want to use or purchase a TS97, which is a pearl yellow. That's what I buy. And then last, you follow up with a pearl clear. To finish off your paint. Now you can tell that I don't know on camera, but you can tell that each yellow of Super Saiyan is a little bit different from the other. This one's a little bit more bright, or orangey. It's a little bit different than this color actually back here. This is more bright because of the base coat, and this is more, I don't know, amazing. It's amazing. So anyways, so yeah, and then you will need alligator clips. So first, when you start off, so just paint and clips. That's all I basically use. You need to go to I don't know if anyone makes themselves a paint booth. You know, like if you're gonna airbrush or anything, you don't need the exhaust fan. You don't need a paint booth or nothing. Just find a well ventilated area with plenty of light. That way you can see what you're painting. Make sure the weather is great. Make sure it's not too windy either. If it's very windy outside, I don't paint at all. So anyways, let's get into what you will need to do first. So here I have a keyboard cleaner. So basically, this is to get hair and dust and grime or not grime, but hair and dust off of your hair sculpt before you paint it. You just, spray air on it, or you can wash off your whatever you're trying to paint, whether it be I don't know, your kit, your Gundam kit, a piece of your Gundam kit, clean it off first and then prep it for paint. So basically, you want to do that. Get spray air around your where you're gonna paint. So spray some air, clean it off. If oh yeah, by the way, also get some gloves. You can use latex or you can use some luncheon gloves, plastic gloves. So you don't get fingerprints and oil on your head sculpt before you touch it and get it ready for paint. So yes, blow off all the air, or blow off all the dirt and dust off what you're gonna paint. Excuse me. And with your cans of paint, make sure they're warm. Actually, make sure they're at room temperature or warm, because you build up pressure in the can and you get a steady stream of paint coming out the nozzle. So make sure they're warm. You can dip them in warm water. Leave them for about 5 minutes, a couple of minutes, whatever. 3 minutes to 5. Yes, 3 minutes to 5 minutes. I believe that's 3 minutes to 5 minutes. That's how it is. And then 10 to 12 inches away, you're gonna spray with your alligator clips. So let's do that. Let's go into taking apart what you're gonna paint. So in this case, it's gonna be the head sculpt for DF. So you want to mount it. If you can see me, you want to clip the hair set. Oh, excuse me. You want to clip the hair set in a position like this. Make sure it gets in the port of the ball socket, and you clip it in front. And prep it up. Blow some air. Get all the dust and dirt that's on there. Okay. And then you want to grab your... Here, we're going to start off with the pearl white. So shake it up. This one's an empty can. Shake it up for about a minute. And then 10 to 12 inches away, spray... spray once and then go again, spin it, spray, go all the way around. And then if you want to, shoot at the bottom too, and then twist, turn it around, and there you go. And you can do 2 light coats for 5 minutes in between. That's what I do. So that's one. Wait 5 minutes. Then move on to your next color, which is the pearl yellow. And in the same 10 to 12 inches away, spray, rotate, spray, rotate, spray, rotate, spray. And then, if you want to, spray in the inside too, like this. So get it like that and just spritz it on there. Spritz it, spritz. Yep. And that's it for the yellow. Okay, and next you get your clear, 10 to 12 inches away, spray, spin, spray, and this is the clear coat and the finishing coat for your pearlescent hair. And that's how I do it. And as for the hair piece in the front, I put it right here on the peg. Make sure you grab it. Make sure it stays secure. See, you got to make sure it stays secure. Secure it right there. And you repeat the process. Start off with a pearl white as your base. Excuse me. Pearl white with your base. Then follow up 5 minutes later with a pearl yellow, light coats. And next with a pearl clear. and then you are finished. Now after that, wait 30 minutes to an hour um, for the paint to bake in the sun. I use the sun bake method. There's a method of baking paint for durability purposes. If you bake the paint's more durable. So leave it out in the sun for 30 minutes to an hour, and you should be good to go. It's not really a lot of rocket science going on there. So yeah, that's basically how I do it. I don't need anything. I don't have anything else. I don't have a paint booth. I don't have an exhaust fan. I don't airbrush. I just use cans of paint. The results of each thing that I've done here, each paint app, is it varies. This came out excellent. That came out excellent. That really came out excellent. The pearl blue on that hair, it looks okay. It doesn't look the greatest. This one was my first project ever. It didn't come out as good as I wanted to. But always practice first on a model kit, whether it be Gundam or the 30 Minutes Fantasy by Bandai. That's how I started. And that's this was a good starting point. This right here is probably the best starting point I've ever could have imagined for myself, because I actually had the chance to paint everything on this figure piece by piece, and that was a good place to start and build up my confidence in painting other things. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is all that I use. These 3 cans make a difference with my paint. Excuse me. With how I paint. So yep. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. I will always enjoy your comments and concerns on how you paint. Share whether or not you might want to start or how to learn how to paint. I'm not a paint extraordinaire, like I said. So this is how I do it. This is how I did it, and I actually love what I did. So yeah. Like I said, leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm always welcome to help anyone who needs help with painting. Just go ahead and ask. So yeah. If you like the video, like it, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel. And I'll be awaiting your comments and discuss whether how you paint as a beginner, or do you have any painting skills with airbrushing, or anything. One last thing I want to say is, dry brushing is probably was my starting point. Start with something small, like I don't know. A head sculpt or something. Yeah, like an old head sculpt. You got to start, or an old figure, especially. Yeah, do it with an old figure. And one final thing I want to show you is this Mr. Color flat matte black was very good. I actually used this on an old figure, Mafex figure. It was my old Mafex Superman. I actually painted the hair because I needed to, because the paint was fading on it. This came out without streaks and without any problems. I actually brushed it on there on his head, and I actually got a matte black out of it. This matte I do recommend. So yeah. And real quick before we go, I'm gonna show you one last time. I don't think I showed you. But this is the polycarbonate green that I used for the PS44 color code for the blast effect of Vegeta. which is right here. So there's the blast effect. This is the green that came out. It was a translucent blue, actually. So I used the PS44 translucent green. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys find your way around painting as I did. It took a lot of time, took a lot of practice. That was a good starting point. Buy a kit, model kit, whether it's Gundam or the 30 Minutes Fantasy, and get a feel for painting. Try it out, and I hope you have great success as the way I had painting these figures, or painting what I painted here, the hair sculpts, the weapon, and the kit itself. So that's all for the video, and I hope you all have a great week. Thanks.